Hi, my name is Riley Hughes. I'm one of the co-founders of Trinsic, and I'm here to talk to you about identity verification. We all know it's costly. It's not your user's favorite part of your onboarding flow, that's for sure. They've got to go fish out their document. It takes several minutes. You get the lighting just right. You dance your face around the camera, and overall it leads to abandonment in a lot of cases. But it's really good at this corner of the market, which is businesses that have a high willingness to accept friction, but a low willingness to accept fraud. But in a world of artificial intelligence, when 25% of dating profiles are fake and you can hardly believe anything you see on the internet anymore, businesses are going to need to do a lot more identity verification, and people are going to end up re-verifying themselves over and over and over, even more than they already do. And this is why everybody's doing reusable identity now. Where a doc scan might take 150 seconds, reusable ID is at least 10x faster. And whether it's public sector with MDLs or private sector reusable ID networks, lots of people see the value here. And the goal, or the result, is that it will expand the market for identity verification into the rest of the businesses that have a lower willingness to accept friction but still want to reduce fraud. So what is Trinsic? We are a platform or infrastructure for building your own reusable ID ecosystems for your customers. We're also a network for consuming existing reusable IDs. So I'm excited to show you how it works. All right, so now I get to show you what this reusable identity stuff looks like. Unfortunately, we have 7 minutes to fill, and reusable identity only takes 10, 15 seconds to go end to end. So instead of just showing you the reusable identity stuff, I'm going to show you a whole process going from an initial identity verification to creating a reusable identity and then using the reusable identity. And I'm going to start off on my screen. You should see my browser and my phone on the right-hand side. In the browser, you'll see the logo for Lego. I picked Lego because, well, I don't know, I like Legos, and I don't know if they already do identity verification, so it seems like a safe bet. Imagine that Lego had to verify my identity. And as a user, I go to their website. I'm going to hit this button called Start Verifying. Now, what you'll see here is the Trinsic UI. Remember, we're an infrastructure platform. So this UI both serves as a demo to show you what you can build into your own identity verification product in terms of a reusable identity. It also is a product that businesses can use to verify identities from the Trinsic network. All right, I'm going to start here by putting in my phone number. This phone number acts as an identifier so that we can check to see whether a wallet there's already a wallet inside of the Trinsic ecosystem with a reusable identity associated with this phone number. So the first thing I have to do is prove that this phone number is mine. And what do you know? There's not already an identity in our network. And so we're going to kick the user out to the phone to do an identity verification. So I'm going to scan this QR code, and it's going to open up identity verification flow in my browser. Now, because we don't have all the time in the world, normally you would be doing scanning an ID card, you'd be taking a selfie, you'd be moving your head around, smiling, whatever the identity verification company wanted you to be doing here to prove you are who you say you are. We're going to skip this for the sake of the demo. So we're going to use some dummy data. Now, this is the screen that a user would see after they've gotten their identity verified. The user now has the option to proceed with encrypting and saving their reusable identity or not. Now, in the past, creating a reusable identity usually meant downloading a mobile app. And if it wasn't a mobile app, it was like create a login to some third-party company, right? And those have both been challenges in the reusable ID space. But with the Trinsic infrastructure, you can create a reusable identity with nothing but a passkey registration. So you'll see that in order to create a reusable identity, I hit this button, I do a Face ID, and do one more Face ID, which stores cryptographic keys along with the passkey. And now my reusable identity is created. It's also been end-to-end encrypted, such that the reusable identity data from the ID and the photo of the ID and all the stuff associated with that is stored in the cloud. But it's end-to-end encrypted, so that, again, only the user can decrypt that data. So despite Trinsic hosting it, Trinsic can't access it. The original IDV company that completed that verification also can't access it unless they've separately stored that through some other privacy policy that they have. And again, only the user can access that data using the keys on their device. All right, now I'm going to show you what it looks like when you need to reuse your identity. Suppose, next year or next week or whatever, I come back to Lego or any other relying party, and I need to get verified. I'm going to hit Start Verifying, and here's the UI again that the user goes through. I put in my phone number, and this time when I hit Continue, the Trinsic network will notice that there's already a reusable ID associated with this phone number in the network. And sure enough, it says, oh, look, you've already been verified. But unfortunately, Trinsic can't access this data. So you need to authenticate in order to decrypt the data. So I'm going to hit Authenticate, present my passkey. The client will decrypt the reusable identity. As a user, I get a chance to see my data and hit consent before I share it with Lego. And that's it. That's the whole reusable identity verification process. So again, this flow can be completed without me narrating through it and talking you through each step of the process, right? It can be completed in as little as 10, 15 seconds, depending on how fast the user's connection is, basically, for an entirely end-to-end encrypted, high assurance identity verification flow. And as a reminder, what you've seen here is something that if you're currently doing identity verification and using a document scanning process to verify your users, you can use a reusable identity solution like Trinsic here to verify it. You could augment your existing identity verification flow with our API to check whether your user has already been verified through one of the providers in the Trinsic network, or your existing vendor may be a provider that we've partnered with and that natively supports this kind of reusable identity. And if you're an identity verification provider and vendor, if you're not already doing reusable identity, I think that it would be wise to start doing so. As you can see, users can create a reusable identity in as little as one click in a Face ID, and they can present a reusable identity in as little as 10 seconds. So I tried to fill this demo time up with as much explanation as I could, but we're still left with a minute here. So maybe I'll end it early. I could also just go back through and get my identity verified another 5 or 6 times in the remaining time that we have. But instead, I think I'll end it early.
Thank you, Riley. Everyone, that was Riley Hughes with Trinsic. If you'd like to get a Trinsic demo, go to trinsic.id or scan this QR code.